Item 7A, adopt resolution authorizing the purchase of 6 vehicles in the amount of $469,040, appropriating an amount not to exceed $60,000 for vehicle equipment installation and customization, and appropriating available funds in the General Equipment Revolving Fund in the amount of $20,040 for the cost increase in the revised vehicle purchase price.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. My name is Dennis Bosch, and I am your Public Works Deputy Director of Maintenance and Operations. Tonight, I am presenting for approval vehicle purchasing contracts for replacement vehicles that were previously identified and approved from the 2018-2019 fiscal budget year. This proposal is to authorize the purchase of 6 vehicles in the amount of $469,040, an appropriation of an amount not to exceed $60,000 for vehicle equipment installation and customization, and appropriating available funds in the General Equipment Revolving Fund in the amount of $20,040 for the cost increase in revised up-to-date vehicle purchase prices. For some background, Council created a vehicle replacement subcommittee in 2018 to discuss all aspects of city vehicle replacement, aspects such as needs, wear and tear conditions, and the overall replacement process. Staff previously presented replacement vehicle proposals for 2017, 2018, and 2018-2019 fiscal years to the Council subcommittee. Staff then further answered the Council members' detailed questions regarding individual vehicles that are being presented for replacement tonight. Council later approved the vehicles for both fiscal years, and the replacement vehicles for the 2017-18 fiscal year have been purchased. Tonight's resolution proposal is for Council to approve the purchasing of fiscal year 2018-2019 vehicles. To date, the City maintains 145 vehicles and other equipment in an ongoing effort to meet service level expectations. In past years, due to challenged budgets, the City employed a practice of replacing only marked police vehicles and other vehicles which may have experienced major failure. Our current process for establishing replacement lists starts with staff first meeting with the garage mechanics and city departments to carefully analyze and review the replacement recommendation schedule as well as the maintenance and repair history. The vehicle replacement list is then presented to the Council in the annual budget. In an effort to explain how city vehicles are used, city vehicles are often driven or operated in a different manner than normal vehicles. They experience heavy use, start and stop all day long under demanding conditions, and are subject mostly to city driving. The city is approximately 5.5 square miles, and city vehicles do not frequently reach high mileage over their useful life. However, these idle hours of use contribute to a total negative wear and tear effect on the vehicle's lifespan, which is not represented in the overall mileage of the vehicle. Vehicles usually don't have a specific backup if they are taken out of service or suffer a major breakdown. They have specialized equipment, radios, toolboxes, lights, and pressurized equipment. When this happens, it has a deferred effect on the task for which the vehicle is intended. Due to the older age of some of the vehicles, we are experiencing more serious issues such as difficulty meeting smog requirements and getting replacement parts. To procure these vehicles, staff is using a government purchasing cooperative agreement and competitive bid process. Both methods of procurement are in compliance with the state contract code and the city's purchasing regulations. For an example of government purchasing through a cooperative agreement, one street sweeper will be selected through the Houston-Galveston Area Council, HGAC, a political subdivision of the state of Texas. GCS Environmental Equipment Services Incorporated of Woodland, California will provide the large sweeper unit. This vendor was selected based on availability, price, and ability to provide all specifications, having satisfactorily provided similar vehicles to municipalities across the country and in California. For the remaining 5 vehicles, city staff, in compliance with state contract code and the city's local purchasing regulations, issued a notice to bidders to automobile dealerships and posted the notice on the city's website. The city received only one bid from Ceremony Ford of Colma, California. The cost to replace the proposed 6 vehicles is $529,040, which includes all costs of the equipment, outfitting, sales tax, license, registration, and delivery. The fiscal year 2018-2019 budget for these 6 vehicles is $509,000. Staff is requesting to appropriate available funds in the General Equipment Revolving Fund in the amount of $20,040 for the cost difference in the revised vehicle purchase price from the original budgeted amount. For alternatives, the Council cannot award the replacement contracts and direct staff to schedule any necessary repairs and continue ongoing maintenance, or delay the acquisition of one or more of these vehicles to a future year. However, it is staff's recommendation to purchase the replacement vehicles that were approved as part of the 2018-2019 budget. In closing, I want to reassure the Council tonight that staff works very hard not only to provide a sustainable fleet, but take very seriously our role and responsibility as good stewards of ratepayer and citizen dollars. We work with the accounting staff, the city manager's office, and various departments to analyze very closely each vehicle, its unique role in the operation and delivery of services, and make adjustments to ensure that when we do recommend the replacement of a vehicle, it's done so in a thoughtful and reasonable manner. This concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to take any questions that the Council might have.
Questions of council for staff?
Through the chair,
Laura?
Councilmember Medina and I were part of the subcommittee last year, and we appreciated staff time, and it was definitely a helpful process. So thank you for your presentation tonight as well.
You're welcome.
Through the
Michael?
chair, just as a reminder, since it has been a while since we visited this this topic, but what were some of the questions that the subcommittee had regarding the justification for the vehicles, if you remember?
If we remember. Well, I know one of the concerns was that the replacement of these vehicles, and some of them didn't have actually a lifespan with them as well. And so there was actually more detail that we were able to get in the subcommittee meeting to understand, and I think like Dennis said in the presentation as well, is that this is not a typical vehicle, right? You might drive a vehicle for 120,000 miles, 150, but these are the starts and stops. Some vehicles are running all day long. You drive it 5 miles and it's got the engine running all day long, and so it's got a lot different use, and we sort of got a lot of that more details as well. I don't know if anything else.
Yes. Anything else you want to add to that as far as the subcommittee, or Marty?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm okay with approving these. My question is, are we ever going to look at hybrids or electric vehicles?
The hybrids and electric vehicles actually are more money than the vehicles, they charge more for them. Your typical, like the vehicles you see at City Hall, the Escapes, we're getting them for about $23,000. The hybrids are running anywhere between 25 to 27, so they're charging more for them.
Right, but they're better for the environment and less maintenance. I mean, there's a reason why electric cars are kind of picking up, and there's a lot of rebates. And just curious, at some point, looking into electric cars, is other cities are doing it, counties doing it. Maybe just thought I'd ask that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
City manager?
Through the chair, we'll be sure to add that to the fleet study, use of alternative fuel vehicles.
Got it.
I think the council
Just for this parking enforcement vehicle, if you could remind us where are we at with that, and when is that going to be in this next budget, or?
Parking enforcement vehicles.
Number 7.
Yeah. So number 7 is a go forward, the small vehicles.
Right.
So we do have a current challenge right now with our go forward parking enforcement vehicles. We had 2 within the last month. Both were involved in serious vehicle accidents that have rendered them not unusable. And so we are currently investigating options to borrow one from another agency. In the meantime, we have adjusted our parking enforcement methods to accommodate for not having those 2 vehicles available. What we would like to move to is a different type of vehicle in a different enforcement policy, posture. As you know, there are recent decisions that are calling into question some methods that involve shocking tires, and so we're looking into that. We have not, and most cities have not changed their methodology yet, but the go-forward vehicles have a door on the, I believe it's the left side, so you can the right side, so you can chalk the tires. And so if we are no longer chalking tires and we are using other enforcement mechanisms, that's going to affect the type of vehicles we purchase. And so we're just taking a little time to figure out what type of vehicle we'll need going forward before replacing what we had just because it was involved in an accident.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments, Michael?
Through the chair, thank you. Just because we're reviewing the municipal code, and there was a section in there about how we dispose of surplus property or city-owned property, I'm wondering, these vehicles get sold at auction somewhere, and do we anywhere account for their any residual value that might be in them, and then does that money go back into the same reserve pool, or how do we handle that?
Yes, when we do sell our surplus vehicles, the money does go back into it could be the home fund. So if it was a general fund vehicle, the general fund. If it was a sewer fund vehicle, the sewer fund.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other question, comment? Actions from council? It's a resolution.
Motion to approve the resolution?
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Medina?
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar?
Aye.
Vice Mayor O'Connell? Aye. Mayor Medina?
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Bosch.
Thank you.